Hi there YouTube, Extreme Trains here. In this video we're taking a look at another, I think, what's going to be a very good entry into the Thomas and Friends wooden railway line. It is Diesel with that devilish face on him. Hopefully mine isn't a factory error like some people I've seen on YouTube's. What are we waiting for? Let's do it. Alright, here is Diesel. Again, a very quick look at the box. It's the same as all the other ones. Same as Percy, no pop out at the back, which I assume means there's going to be no collector card. Boom! There's Diesel in there, and it looks like his face hasn't been misprinted. But, let's open him and find out. Okay, this is Diesel out of his packaging. We'll do a quick 360. So the first thing I want to talk about is the face. I think it's pretty good. Yeah, it's definitely got that nice evil Diesel kind of smirk going on. I think it's interesting how many of the engines are looking like this direction, and I wonder if that's so that way when they're on the packaging, they're looking towards the buyer. Just as an interesting observation there. Yeah, I think the face is fine. I think from some other angles it looks a bit funny. Because of the way that the eyes are molded in, they're quite 3D. He's got a very big forehead, which is accurate to the show. And so his eyes kind of bulge out a little bit. So I think that looks a little bit weird from some angles. But I appreciate the effort. Again, we've got the printing here, the buffers, nice detailing around the front. I think Diesel suffers from, again, his face is too small. Diesel's face is like very big. He's very big, and then he's got these little tiny wheels underneath. And obviously, the proportions of this mean that his face is quite a lot smaller, which I think is part of the other reason he looks a little bit strange, especially because he's been stretched out. So he's the same length as Thomas. Yes, same length as Thomas. So it means he's a little bit too long, I think, if you ask me. But that said, the details on there are nice. We've got the railing alongside here. We've got, again, the little connecting rods, and his, again, are in positions that make a lot more sense than, for example, James's. I like the detailing we've got printed on here. There's some weird stuff going on where you can see that this is black and there's like a weird halo effect. And I don't know if that's like a misspray of the printing or is that a fingerprint that was on the paint that got painted over. I don't know. But otherwise, I think the detailing on this is pretty good. The standard kind of details on the top. Same on the other side. See, again, same on the other side. So I'm wondering if all of them are like that. Interesting. Interesting to note this little part here is actually plastic and it's part of the kind of head piece that's there. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Come down to the bottom, Diesel. I think mine is a bit of a factory error, so I saw one which had a really messed up face, but you can see that this axle is straight on, like this. This axle is straight, but this one is like on an angle. So I think it will be fine on the track because it can kind of be tilted back to be straight. But yeah, it seems like these axles are not quite pinned correctly, so there's a bit of weirdness going on there. Plus, that weirdness is a bit unfortunate for what is supposed to be a premium toy. Otherwise, again, yeah, looking at this, the big kind of steamroller wheels don't bother me that much. What bothers me more is just the way the proportions are, a bit weird because they've kind of squished him down and made him a bit flatter and longer, which means his face is not as big as it should be, but his body's very long. Yeah, that's a bit weird. That, from a proportions perspective, is weird. But the face is pretty good. In terms of a price for this one, I bought this one from Amazon, not from Deep Discount, which was a bit more expensive. And he was about, I think, 23 Australian dollars excluding shipping. So relatively expensive. Again, I think that's a bit too much, especially given that this one doesn't seem to have good quality control on it, which is not good. And you can't really tell that for even with the open packaging. You can't really tell that from just like looking at the picture or looking at him from the side in the packaging. So yeah, I think that's probably a little bit too expensive. Is he worth, like, for example, the same amount as Thomas? Mileage may vary. It depends if you like Thomas that much. From a materials perspective, yes. But yeah, I think Diesel is, again, I think a loser from this new system in that he looked better when he was shorter and kind of squatter, and it made his proportions, particularly with his face, which is very distinctive, make more sense. I think the way he looks now, he's too square and kind of square this way and rectangle this way when he should be like rectangle this way and square this way. So they've kind of put the dimensions around the wrong way. So yeah, I will have to let the audience decide whether or not they like this Diesel. yeah, I don't really have that much more to say about this one. I'd love to know if anyone else has got him, if you've got the same problems with the wheels being weird and with this weird printing. If you've done a review on YouTube, please let me know so I can have a look at your review. But yeah, otherwise, I think this is one, again, shows potential. I see what they were going for. Given the weird scaling of Thomas Wooden Railway, I think it's fine. And I think it is very well detailed and looks very nice from that perspective. I just think from a, you know, does this look like the character from the show? My answer is kind of not quite. And again, you can see here that it looks like his wheels weren't just pinned. Oh yeah, there you go. You can see that now. They weren't just pinned. This one isn't just pinned like this way. They're also pinned on an angle this way. So when he sits on the track, he leans to one side, which you can kind of see that he leans to that side, towards Percy. So yeah, this diesel I got is a bit of a fail, which is unfortunate because it was more expensive than the other engines that I bought. But anyway, that's okay. That's my review of the Thomas Wood 2022 diesel. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments down below, as already alluded to. Otherwise, that's all we've got time for. It's Extreme Trains.